Hello, everyone, and welcome, and thank you for being here. My name is Dwight Drummond. I'm the host of Canada Tonight on CBC News Network, and I have the pleasure of being your MC for this afternoon. Today, we are recognizing young cricketers who have excelled in the Toronto Mayor's Cricket Tournament held as part of Ontario Premier's Cup School Cricket. The SEMA Mayor School Cricket program was started back in 2011 during Mayor Rob Ford's time. It grew across the province and over the years, and in 2019, Premier Doug Ford lent the name Ontario Premier's Cup for the overall Ontario School Cricket Championship. Premier Doug Ford and ministers are here today to join the OSCA in launching the 2023 version of the Premier's Cup. Let's get a round of applause. To kick off the event, we would like a welcome from our hosts. I'd like to call to the podium Donald Drummond, my cousin maybe, we're going to find that out. He is the principal here at York Memorial Collegiate Institute.
Okay, good afternoon everyone and welcome. My name is Donald Drummond and I am the proud principal of York Memorial Collegiate. I do get asked that question a lot to see if I'm related to Dwight Drummond. As far as I know, we're not related. Yes, you are a handsome young man. Thank you. Cricket is a sport that is really near and close to my heart. As a young boy growing up in Jamaica, some of my fondest memories is of playing cricket in my grandfather's backyard with all my family and my friends. I look around the room today and I see all the fancy equipment that we have in the room. We didn't quite have that back in the day in Jamaica. We had to fancy our bats out of like the branches of coconut trees, and we had to be creative as children, but we found a way, and it led to a passion for the sport. As I was playing in Jamaica, my friends, just like any kid, would dream about the day we would represent the West Indies in an international test match. That never happened, obviously. My dreams of being a cricketer didn't turn out, but that's okay, all right? When I immigrated to Canada in 1986, unfortunately I had to stop playing the sport because there was not a lot of opportunities for individuals to participate in cricket back then. That's why I'm so thankful of all the guests that are here today because of all the work that you've put in to help grow the sport. I'd like to thank the OSCA for all the wonderful work that you've done because you've helped introduce the sport to so many kids throughout the province of Ontario. So thank you for your efforts on the part of helping the sport grow. Okay. I would like also extend a special thank you to the Premier and all the work that he's done to help the sport go well because it's a very special sport to me. And thank you. Yeah, so you can clap. And thank you to all the officials from the Mayor's office who've also contributed toward this work and continue the tradition that Rob Ford started. So it's really important to continue that tradition and help us, keep this alive and going. Also, it's my pleasure to welcome from the TDSB, our chair, Rachel Chernas-Lynn, and all the work that the TDSB has done to help the sport grow. So thank you so much, Rachel. I have to extend a special thank you to all the teacher volunteers that are in this room today, because without you, a lot of the things that happen would not happen. So a special thank you to the teachers who volunteer their time to support the students. So thank you to the teachers. I think most importantly, though, I'd like to thank all the students that have participated in cricket because you've given me an opportunity when I watch you play to relive some of those wonderful memories I have of growing up in Jamaica and playing it in my backyard to see how excited you are about the sport. So thank you for that. So thank you to all the students. You can give yourselves a round of applause too. So on behalf of York Memorial Collegiate, it's my pleasure to welcome you all today. And thank you again for all the wonderful work you've done to help this beautiful sport grow in Ontario and in Canada. Thank you so much.
This next gentleman has been serving the community in many capacities for decades now. I thought he was retired, but he's still at it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call to the podium the president of the OSCA, Mr. Ken Jeffers.
Thank you, Dwight. Oh, I would like to welcome all of you here. Mr. Premier, thank you so much for coming out. The ministers and all these very distinguished government and you know, our favorite people. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I really want to thank everyone for coming out. We are here today to share and celebrate the benefits of the game of cricket with our young students of the Toronto District School Board. One of the first benefits we share, and Mr. Leslie, I'm going to steal your thunder here a bit, because cricket was actually the first national sport of Canada. Many didn't know that. So I thought I would enlighten you. That's one of the benefits of cricket. And many of you I know will go on your phones and say, well, let me see if I can say the right thing. And I think Oscar, which we are we are known as Oscar, Ontario School Cricket Association, which is what we refer to ourselves. Our commitment is really in promoting and developing the sport. Many years ago, Mr. Premier, I got to thank you. You have been very supportive. 15 years ago, I know that you came out and you gave your endorsement and support for cricket, way back in the times when we used to park next to each other in City Hall. and I know that you have been, as I said, at many of our major events here, and that's really good, and we appreciate that. And I commend you. Now we have coaches and participants here, such as Mahindra Ram of York Manor, and where are you? Okay. And Tim Stone of Cosbourne Middle School, coaches who have given a lot, as has been said, to the development of the sport. And students, I want you to know that the very presence of so many distinguished and supportive people here is an indication of how much we want you to develop in a very positive way, using cricket as a way of developing all your skills. And people have to understand too that sport is a vehicle to develop yourself in terms of your physical activity and mental capacity. It is really an all-inclusive sport. And so I want to say too that, you know, cricket represents a diversity of countries: Sri Lanka, India, the West Indies, South Africa, the UK. And this is also another part of your learning, to see how the diversity, we work together. And Mr. Premier, I have to say that cricket is an integral part of sports and recreation, as you know. And we are ultimately looking at sharing the sport, and we use the word is sharing the sport throughout Ontario. And we would like to ensure that all parts of rural Ontario, the Indigenous people, all people get an opportunity to participate in the sport. It's team building, it's good for mental health, physical health, and all of the qualities that I know that you support and promote in the province of Ontario. So we look forward to that. And I will say that in the very near future, we are hoping that you will come and play some cricket with us. So again, I want to thank all of you for being here, and I hope to see you, all of us, playing cricket when the sun comes out in summer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Jeffers. Now, I grew up around here. I went to Runnymede Collegiate down the street, and the Ford family has been very famous for supporting one sport back in the day when I was going to high school, and that was football. You knew the Ford family was about football, but the Premier and his late brother have been supporters of cricket for a long time, and we appreciate their presence in the sport and the presence of the Premier here today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario.
I appreciate it. Boy, it's great to be here. I think I got to change into this shirt, so hang in there. And I got to tell you a story. So I pull up with my OPP. I'll hold that for you. And one of my OPP that's right over there, Kristen, she saw a picture of me back in 2011 and said, "What happened to you?" I look down, yeah, I put on a few pounds, but don't worry. I will get back into that dancing dynamite shape in no time. So I'm going to put this on. I noticed that they gave me a triple X instead of a single X nowadays. I got to get, so there we go. It's all good. So it's great to be here at York Memo and all the students up there. I'm going to get up there somehow to say hello to you, and we'll have a good chat because you're the backbone behind everything. I see Tom from Tom's Place, where I get my suits, but he was so gracious since 2011, suiting everyone up and doing a great job. Ken, just incredible. Go to Tom's Place. And Ken, thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for many, many years. I remember the story. Yourself, Renell, and a few other people came into my office when I was down at City Hall, and we went in and got my brother Rob and said, hey, we need to start this cricket tournament. And we started off, I think it was Summerlea Park, if I remember. There was 5 teams from Etobicoke and another 5 teams from Thorncliffe Park. Ended up being 10 teams. And then it just ballooned. It absolutely ballooned. And I'm so proud of them. They gave me a speech. Obviously, I'm not reading off the speech right now, but I just want to thank each and every one of you. Mr. Drummond, Principal Drummond, thank you. Thank you for being involved. And I want to thank the teachers and the chair of TDSB. This wouldn't happen without our great teachers and their absolutely fabulous leadership through Principal Drummond. And Dwight, I got to tell you something. This guy has not aged in 20 years or 30 years. He's the same guy, same good, great shape, and he shows up to the cricket tournament. So thank you. I appreciate everything you're doing. And my great minister, Minister Lumsden, I call him Lumsy. He understands sports, ex-CFL guy. He says he's a lineman. He looks more like a running back to me. Wow, you're a running back too? Fullback. You played every position. Yeah, okay. And Minister Lecce, I always say the best minister of education you could ask for. He cares about the students, he cares about the teachers, and he just wants to make sure our kids are the brightest and the best anywhere in the world when it comes to education. So I'm going to cut to the chase. The good news is, from the humble beginnings at a City Hall office, and we were putting 10 teams together, and I was saying it to Renell and Ken when we're coming through, look how far we've come. We're announcing to help support $3 million. I'm thinking $3 million. We're going to support cricket and help support the Summers GT20 cricket tournament. That's going to be huge. But again, you think about how far we've come. It takes... Oh, no, it's great. You know something, but it's not about just $3 million. This would not happen again if it wasn't for folks like Ken, Renell, and the teachers and the principals and the school board and the ministers and so on and so forth, and Tom, and I could name everyone, but most importantly, the students. So I want to thank you. I'll stand behind you. I can't wait to get back out on the cricket field and show you how I've improved over the last 12 to 14 years. And God bless each and every one of you. I really appreciate everything you do. Take care, everyone. Thanks, Dwight. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Premier of Ontario, Mr. Doug Ford. Thank you for your continued support. I'm so old that I actually covered this lady when she was at, York City Hall. That's how old I am. York doesn't even exist anymore. I went to her brother's high school too, Runnymede Collegiate. Ladies and gentlemen, let's call to the podium Councillor Francis Nunziata.
Thank you. Can everybody see me? You need a shorter... I'm looking forward, Doug, for you to be playing cricket. I can't see you playing. Can you hit the ball?
Francis and I, full disclosure, are best pals. We're like glue together at City Hall all the time. So she gets to abuse me all the time. So
When you were at City Hall, how many times did I have to tell you to sit down and be quiet? How many times? Hundreds. Hundreds. Well, good afternoon, Premier Ford. And as Dwight Drummond mentioned, Dwight went to school at Runnymede Collegiate many years ago when we were in the city of York with my brother, John, that went to school. And Doug's absolutely correct. You haven't aged at all. Really, you look the same as you did many years ago. So it is my pleasure to be here today to talk about the Ontario Schools Cricket Association that has been changing lives since its launch in 2008. I passed a motion at City Council on June 15, 2022 that helps promote, partner, and provide free access to cricket in our diverse communities. The partnership between the Toronto Parks Forestry and Recreation Division and the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants has been providing youth cricket initiatives at no cost and has been doing so much with incredible success. Thank you. As you may know, cricket is the fastest growing sport in Toronto, and our initiative has played a major role in making this happen. The Toronto Mayor's Trophy Cricket is an international award-winning community and is represented in England, Sri Lanka, Trinidad, and Tobago through the CAP program. This program has been providing young people with an opportunity to learn the sport, develop their skills, and participate in local and international competitions. The Mayor's School Cricket Awards occurs annually and is an event that recognizes the talented young players who have excelled in the sport. The Mayor's recognition and the initiative itself provides a sense of hope, increased self-esteem, motivation, and desire to succeed and become positive role models in their communities. This initiative has been changing lives, and it has been doing so with the help of the community partnership with the Chartered Institute and Management Accountants. This initiative has been making a huge impact in the lives of young people, and it is an example of how partnerships between government, community organizations, and private institutions can create positive change. In closing, I would like to thank the Toronto Parks Forestry and Recreation Division, the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, Toronto District School Board, Toronto Catholic District School Board, and all the volunteers and coaches who have made this initiative possible. Your dedication and hard work are truly inspiring, and I hope that you continue to make a positive impact in the lives of young people for many years to come. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you, Francis. Now, cricket is one of the things that binds the Commonwealth together, and today we have the Counsel General from the British Counsel General's office, Counsel General Fauzia Yunus, to say a few words, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Fauzia Yunus, and I am the new British Consul General here in Toronto, and I've only been in this city for 26 hours, and and I am delighted that cricket is my first diplomatic engagement, because in my previous postings I have spent 4 years in Sri Lanka, 2 years in Bangladesh, 3 years in Pakistan, and a year in India. So you get the picture. And when I interviewed for this job, I said, does Canada play cricket? And I was told, no, you get in and you help Canada support cricket. So brilliant, this is my first engagement, and that's what I am going to do while I'm here. And just before I came out, I don't know if you watch cricket, but the England cricket team was out in Pakistan, and I already got a commitment from the England Cricket Board to come out to Canada at some stage as well. So look forward to hosting that at some stage. And my address really is going to be to those young girls at the back who I was speaking to just before coming up on the podium. You are the future of Canada, and the way that you're playing cricket, the skills that you're learning on the pitch, whether it's teamwork, leadership skills, whether it's about commitment, physical strength, all of these things will put you in good stead for the future. And so please keep this up. I wanted to particularly pay tribute to the organising committee, to the board members who are investing in cricket. This is more than just a sport. This is about how we bring communities together, how we invest in the future of all of our youth. So a big thank you from me. So, and then finally, what I wanted to say is that I am confident that in this room now we have a future Courtney Walsh. She talks about my age, if I remember Courtney Walsh right. Also, the future Virat Kohli, the future Shahid Afridi, the future Jos Buttler. I'm confident that somebody in this room is going to be that future Canadian cricket star. So I wish you all the best of luck, and thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome. Now I always say I'm a proud TDSB kid. I grew up in the TDSB and I had a wonderful educational experience with the Toronto District School Board, so I always try to get out and support TDSB events like this. And that's why it's now my pleasure to introduce to you one of the people responsible for the TDSB and a lot more in our province, Ontario's Minister of Education, Mr. Stephen Lecce.
Well, thank you all. It's amazing to be here. I'm going to say the word that comes to mind today is humility. Because I walked in here feeling like $1 million, thought I could prove something to all the students I'd be a really proficient cricket player, and they proved to me that I am not. And I'm going to stick to my day job, but I am very excited to see so many young people with us today celebrating what cricket represents in this province and across the Commonwealth. An example of leadership development, of collaboration, of teamwork, and the idea that we could learn new skills, even I. And so I just want to thank the educators, thank the principal, thank the chair, thank you all for being part of this amazing mission to help make cricket bring it back to our first national sport, going back to Sir John A. Macdonald. We can make that achievable again, that more young people, particularly girls, see themselves on the field making a difference. It is important for the mental and the physical health of young people, and frankly, it's a fun sport to enjoy. The province is investing in funding this program every single year. It wouldn't be achievable if not for the Premier, who was committed from 2019, day one. He gave me a clear mandate. Get it done. And today we're here together to celebrate the amazing work of the Ontario School Cricket Association, led by the volunteer teachers who make a real difference in the lives of young people. So thank you all. Thank you to the students for leading from it by example. I know we had a fire here, York Memorial, some years ago. And I'm really excited that the province is investing over $11 million to build you a brand new state-of-the-art school that you deserve after so much difficulty, some light at the end of the darkness. So keep going, stay positive, and thank you all.
He was a famous Canadian footballer, but I'm sure he would have been a great cricketer too. Ladies and gentlemen, Ontario's Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sport, Neil Lumsden.
Thank you, Dwight. And just to clarify things, I was a great cricketer. Played for about 6 or 7 years in school. Loved the sport. Absolutely. I've got pictures. I've got a couple cricket balls at home from bowling. Listen, I can back it up. Thank you for today. Thank you for everything you do within the community. Anytime the Premier asks me to come out and be part of celebrating what youth and teachers and young people can do, I'm all over. My ministry is tourism, culture, and sport. But as I like to describe it, there's really another piece, and because there's culture in sport, there's culture in tourism, and there's culture in culture. And when we talk about sport and what it delivers, I talk about the cultural piece. Minister Lecce, and thank you for agreeing not to run a tryout for the National Canadian Cricket Team Club. I think that's good news for everybody that saw you with a bat in your hand. I'm going to allow the minister more time the Premier more time to get his skill down, because I think he could be a real good one, don't you? Like, really? Come on, let's go. The Premier. But to the point, sport has meant a lot to me. It has meant a lot to my kids and my family, going all the way back to my dad and my mother. And what I have learned from sport, and specifically cricket, as I thought back to my days at Crescent School, is it introduced me to other students. It introduced me to learn how to adjust on the go when change happens, and I see a young girl nodding right there. One of the great things about sport is you've got to understand change, because it comes at you like this. Every time the bowler throws in a cricket situation, you better be ready. You've got to adjust, learn to adjust. That's how you become good at sport. That's how you become good at life. It's a wonderful way to learn some of the skills that others don't have the opportunity, but all the students here today, and you, that group of young women right there, are going to be a great example. Thank you to the teachers and the coaches. I can tell you, if you sat me down right now and said, name the teachers from my years in school, I'd probably name all the teachers that ended up coaching me. They made a huge impact in my life, and I thank them for it. I hope they think as highly as me as I think of them now. And just it's a pleasure to be here. And I could talk to you all day about sport and what I think it means. But what it will ultimately mean is what sport, how it affects you, and how you take that and turn it into a positive movement forward. Always keep stepping forward with what you learn. Thanks for having me here today. Appreciate it.
We can learn a lot of life lessons from sports, and they say young athletes do better in life in the long run. They really do. I forgot to introduce my friend, and she's going to kill me because she's the Council General for the region that I come from, but Miss Brenda's going to come here. Ladies and gentlemen, Council General Brenda Foreman, Chair of the Caribbean Council Corps, and our kids actually went to Regal Road Public School together. So there you go. Come on up right there.
Thank you so much. I won't kill you. Good. You're great, amazing. Greetings, everyone. Honorable Premier Doug Ford, so happy to have met you and so happy to see what you've been doing all these years. And everyone else, Mr. Jeffers, for all the work that you've done. Other heads of diplomatic corps who are here, and the organizers of the Cricket Awards ceremony. This is amazing. I'm so honored that you've asked me to speak. I'm here in my capacity as chair of the Caribbean Council Corps and St. Kitts and Nevis, 2 hats. And on behalf of them, I would like to extend greetings and congratulations, my warmest congratulations to the TDSB students. And is it the TC-DSB as well? Cricketers, they've excelled over the past year, 2022 tournament, and are receiving awards today. It's wonderful to see how this initiative of cricket in the schools have taken off over the years. And now, thanks to the support of Premier Ford, we'll be expanding province-wide, I hear. Cricket is an awesome sport and a wonderful way to promote healthy living to our students, while also teaching them, in my opinion, patience and discipline. Because in order to excel in the game, you must be patient and you must be disciplined. You must also be dedicated, resilient, and consistent. To compete and to excel in any sport, I believe translates into real life successes, which means you can also excel in life. Cricket is a huge part of life. When I was growing up in the Caribbean, I've seen it awaken passions and energy in those who took part and those who witnessed it, like me. I never played until I got to Canada a few years ago, and I really, really enjoyed it, so I hope to continue. You know, I know I can't beat you girls, but I'm happy to learn from you, okay? So if passion is the path towards, and together with learned principles that you've got, patience and discipline, then success has to follow. Congratulations again to the awardees today, and I wish you well on your continued journey in life and in excellence. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to greet you all. And thank you to CIMA and OSCA for this amazing initiative. and to Premier again for supporting this initiative. The staff, the school, the principals, and all the volunteers. This is amazing, and I'm so happy to be here. Congratulations on your launch of the 2023 Premier's Cup, and have a great day. Yeah.
And you know you can't have great initiatives like this without corporate sponsors, and Rogers is one of the sponsors of the Premier School Cricket. And at this time, I'd like to call Mahez Wickramasinghe, CAO of Rogers Communications, to say a few words.
You managed to pronounce my name properly this time. Premier Ford, you may not know this, I had the privilege of playing a cricket game with your brother when we sponsored the Mayor's Trophy. And actually, John Tory did the commentary on that. Thank you for supporting us. And obviously, cricket, as the councillor said, is the fastest growing game of sport. And Rogers being the fastest network, we had to support cricket. So, and this initiative started a long time ago with only just a few of us supporting, and now to see the expansion, and I think it reflects the evolution of our society as well, because this is very much an embracing of multiculturalism that we all believe in. So it's really great to see the level of support, level of enthusiasm, and the support from the government. At Rogers obviously believe in sport, we believe in connectivity, we believe cricket and any sport for that matter brings a lot of connectivity, so we are proud to support this initiative. Thank you very much.
You know, I grew up with a lot of Sri Lankans. I have to practice those Sri Lankan names because my friends will get on me if I mess them up. Thank you, Mr. Wickramasinghe. I don't know if I got it right, but I practiced it for many years. At this point, I'd like to call up the Associate Director of the TCDSB, Adrian Della Mora, to say a few words.
Good afternoon, everyone. A real privilege to be here to say a few words and bring greetings on behalf of the Toronto Catholic District School Board. I'm humbled to be in the presence of so many esteemed colleagues, so many talented student athletes, and so many talented volunteer and giving coaches. It's a wonderful sport, and the Toronto Catholic District School Board has always been a promoter of sports and academics, but I must say that today it is a homework challenge that you've given me. I want to thank the TDSB for hosting this wonderful event here at York Memorial Collegiate, but in conversation, I think we've got some work to do. In terms of further developing within the Toronto Catholic District School Board. And I assure you that the inspiration that I'm drawing from this event is going to be the impetus for me to do exactly that. I want to congratulate the Ontario Schools Cricket Association for being builders of community and builders of sport. I took the liberty of perusing your website, and I noticed 3 beautiful words emblazoned across it: energize, excite, and empower. And that is exactly what we're looking for developing in our student athletes, letting them feel engaged in the love of sport, as Minister Lumsden eloquently stated, and feeling that they can be empowered to pay it forward as future coaches as they build the sport of cricket. So on behalf of the Toronto Catholic District School Board, I just extend a sincere note of gratitude. I thank you for the work that you're doing, and I want you to know that you're being exceptionally impactful, and that your legacy is going to be measured by how you make our kids and our coaches feel while they're participating in the wonderful sport of cricket. Have a wonderful Premier's Cup, and know that we're looking forward to building the relationship. Congratulations.
And last but not least of our speakers this afternoon, when I started my on-air career, my mentor, Mark Daly, took me to the store that everybody goes to when they get that job where they need a suit and tie for. They go to Tom's Place in Kensington Market. They take him to this guy. That's where my mentor, Mark Daly, took me to get my first ties and suits to be on TV in the city. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of Tom's Place, Mr. Tom Mahalik.
Thank you very much. I'm so proud to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. I've never been called a president or a vice president. Thank you very kindly. And Mark Daly, nobody in the world is like Mark Daly. He passed away, as you all know, very shy. We took on the job of dressing him, and he never wanted to show up. He says, Tom, I already took 2 shirts last year. That's enough for me, but please, come in and get some new threads. I'll come in next week. Never happened. One of the sweetest guys. I'm very sad that he passed away so suddenly. Last year, for the first time, I missed. I have to apologize to the Premier. Premier, I apologize. I wasn't here last year. I know you were looking for me. We got a video, and the Premier says, where's Tom? Where's Tom? Tom is not here. Well, I was very busy in the store. I was preparing. I was buying shoes. I was buying new suits. I knew that one day the finance minister of this great province will come into the store and say, Tom, I need a pair of shoes. These shoes don't go so fast anymore. You got to pre-order it. And I was lucky enough, I looked into my ball and said, the finance minister is coming. I'm lucky enough to have dressed the Fords, Doug and Rob. I'm very lucky. But the finance minister, the people that follow him have money. I love it. Suits and more suits. Ken, it's always great to see you, Ken. It gives me nothing but pleasure to see your elegant stance, the way you dress. You've been a big help for cricket. As you remember on many occasions, where's Renil? Renil, stand up. Stop hiding, come on. Renil is one of the nicest men. There's nobody like Renil. He's sweet, he's understanding, unassuming. He phoned me about 10, 15 years ago and said, we're looking somebody to dress the kids, inner city kids, and they play cricket. I said, what's cricket? I'm Hungarian. I was never on any sports. You know, I'm always an add-on. Nobody phoned me for any sports gear or be on a team. They all knew, look at me. Forget it, I was always out. And Renil said, Tom, these are inner city kids. We have to dress them up. They're going to go to Lord's. Lord's, they're going to Lord's already. Where's Lord's? Well, it's in Renil. It's in London, England. You remember? We took these kids to London, England, and they were dressed spectacularly. We did this for many, many, many years. And we were lucky enough to be able to dress these kids and take them to Lord's. They were called Toronto's Mayor's Youth Cricket Team. I'd been to London once or twice, but when I went with Renil, they took me to the long room, short room at Lord's, and you had to dress up. And our kids looked outstanding. Not only that they looked outstanding, they were great cricket players. Myself and the Royal Bank paid their ways. Gord Nixon, who was the president, and we met Jennifer Tory, great lady. They arranged a fund for us. And just before we met Gord Nixon at the Royal Bank, you know the big golden tower, you know that tall one? He was meeting with the Mexican president. Here's Renil and myself, we're sitting, waiting for Gord Nixon. And he says, guys, I'm so sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I was with the Mexican president. We got the funds, and for many years, we took these kids to Lord's, and they played cricket in London, England, against the mayor of London, who was then Boris Johnson. Who would have thought that Boris Johnson one day would be such a big figure in the world? So when we met him, our kids beat his team. It's been a great pleasure. It's truly been a great pleasure for me to be involved with the cricket. And if there's one sport that I would like to take up, it's definitely not the cricket, because I can't play it. I'm not going to lie to you. I have tried. Renil have tried. Everybody tried to teach me. I'm much better selling you a suit, so don't forget. I'm at 190 Baldwin Street. I will be waiting for you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, ministers. What a great crowd. Let's give a big hand for all the students and all the great politicians that come and support us.
I was lucky enough to get some of the pictures of photographs of our kids over there in the UK. They look so sharp. It brought such pride. Like, I was so proud of those young people, and I know they're going to remember that experience for the rest of their lives. We're wrapping up now. We're just going to give the presentations to the young people. But before we do that, I think, Renil, you have a special presentation before we start presenting to the young people. Come on up.
Thank you, Dwight. Before I get to my job here today, I heard some sweet words today from the Minister of Sports for Ontario. He told me, I don't know anyone of you know about this, I have played cricket in Canada more than I played baseball. Isn't that so nice to hear from a sport minister for the first time? I never knew that. And one more other secret. That is, we've seen Ontario budgets come and go. In 2019, for the very first time in the history of Ontario, the budget, if you go and take a look, Ontario 2019 budget said, we need to promote school cricket. I would challenge any one of you to go back to hundreds of years. You can't find cricket in a budget document, but we saw it in 2019. Thank you, Minister Latche and Premier, for that. I know we are all waiting for the awards to be given to kids, but I am here. I requested a minute to recognize a long-time supporter of school cricketers and a real champion amongst us. That is Mahesh Wickramasinghe. And he's here as the Chief Administrative Officer of our main financial sponsor, the lead financial sponsor, representing Rogers. So we heard from the province, we've heard from the city, the school boards, they are all represented here at the highest level. That shows us how much of a partnership that this organization has built. We then have people like Tom and Bombardier. Let's give a shout out to Bombardier. They have been our supporters for the last 2 years. So with all that partnership, when it comes to meeting our core programming costs year after year, for well over a decade, and I'm telling you because I have been involved in from day one of this program, we relied on one person to have our lead sponsor locked in, and that is Mahesh Wickramasinghe. And over the years, we have had telecom companies, big banks, large national retailers. Those who have been around us know who were the sponsors. There was nobody, but it was Mahesh Wickramasinghe silently behind all of those sponsorships. And today, surprise, surprise, Rogers, where he's one of the C-suite officers, the senior officer there, and he has sponsored that. So what happened was with all those lead sponsors when corporations take on cricket, but over the last 15 years, something that I have seen, when Mahesh moved out, or where he gets headhunted by a different corporate, our lead sponsor slowly moves out of cricket. And guess who comes in? Whoever where Mahesh goes, and that's where our lead sponsor. And this has been repeating for the last 15 years. So wherever he joined, he never wavered his support for cricket. And I really appreciate Mahesh for doing that for cricket for all these young kids. So today, we are very proud to have Premier Ford, who has been supporting and instrumental in creating this program in 2011, presenting a special award of recognition to Mahesh to recognize your long-term support. Mahesh, if you can please come forward. Premier,
Thank you so much for your sponsorship, most importantly your enthusiasm and support, because it couldn't happen without you. So in recognition of your contribution to the Ontario Premier's Cup School Cricket, March 27, 2023, I'm just going to read through this real quickly. Congratulations on the launch of the Ontario's Premier Cup School Cricket. I'm a big believer in the power of sports to foster excellence and build community. Cricket teaches its players the value of teamwork, discipline, respect, and integrity. It helps them develop skills and gives them the opportunity to shine. It also brings together Ontario's diverse communities in the spirit of camaraderie and friendly competition. Mahaz, thank you. Your long-time connection and generous support has been incredibly important to promoting cricket in Ontario schools. I know the skills and confidence that our students learn on the cricket field will serve them well in school and in years to come. Once again, congratulations, best wishes, and all the very best.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And in case you didn't know, that was Ranil Mendez in the beginning. Ranil's kind of the brains behind the operation. He's the one who corrals us all to be here today, and he's a great guy as he works for the city. Now we're here for the fun stuff. This is why all the adults in the room are here. We're here for you, the young people. We're here to congratulate you. We're here to celebrate all that you've done. I'd like to call up Vinod Sharma, OSCA coordinator, to start handing out these awards.
First school is John Paul's Catholic Secondary School. Dayan, trophy. Trophy for the first school. Trophy for the first school. Trophy for the first school.
Okay, so trophy, so you're going to follow the school?
I've called the name. Dayan, get the trophy. Trophy. Paul. Please receive your trophy as well. Yeah. So next one is Don Mills Collegiate Institute. Don Mills Collegiate Institute. Bring the trophy. You have to bring the second trophy to Belfort. Okay. Yeah, give it. Yeah, give it to him. So you can. Don Mills Collegiate Institute, please receive your trophy as well. Don Mills, receive your trophy. Next one is West Hill Collegiate Institute. West Hill Collegiate Institute. West Hill Collegiate Institute. Are they here? Next one is West Humber Collegiate Institute. West Humber. Last one is York Memorial Collegiate Institute. Is West Hill here? West Hill. No, not here? Okay. A number of other schools could not be here, so we'll send the trophies to their schools and the medals as well. I don't think there are any other schools here. There are not any other schools.
Okay, there's two more schools that we were supposed to be here. St. John Paul and West Humber.
John Paul was the first one we called.
So they probably didn't pick up their things because they were already here.
Yeah, that's what I had mentioned to you, to give it to them.
They were already here handing out things. That has to be working. We should be just over there.
Yeah. So we'll send it. Is John Paul's school still here? John Paul? Yeah. Rest on the ridge here. Thank you very much. Congratulations to all the teams. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ford.